Part 84. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 860. A new Day-Day dessert shop has been opened at Hatta Elf University. The advertisements in the Elf Center cycle about once every half an hour, and the advertisements let them slowly affect the fermentation here. Yang Yu has to rush back and join Day-Day to open the first Day-Day dessert shop in North America. Of course the endorsement elves in the commercials have to go back and help. The students who came with them have no plans to go back yet, because they want to wait here for a while. The previous advertisement came too suddenly, so they did not record the scene in the Boston Elf Center. They can send it back directly after they return. Don't be too cool in your circle of friends. Here, they hit the front line. Everyone acted in unison. After Yang Yu told them to pay attention to safety, he returned to Hafa campus with Lily Ying and Hu Jing. But what Yang Yu never expected was, there are actually a lot of people waiting here. What the hell, the advertisement had just been shown for the first time in the Elf Center outside, and so many people came all of a sudden. When did advertising become so effective? Could it be? Please. Yang Yu looked back at Lily Ying. Lily Sakura also shook her head in surprise, indicating that she did not find these people, and she did not make any arrangements on her own. The reason why Yang Yu is confused is that these people don't look like students from Hatta. Although this is a top elf university, the students still have a certain student spirit. These people. It looks very social at first glance. Whether it's the way they dress or the way they talk and behave, they should all be office workers, but at this time, these office workers don't go to work and come to Day-Day dessert shop. There must be something weird. You said there's nothing strange about 1 or 2 people, and it's normal for 5 or 6 people to come, but there's a problem when there are more people. Are they from the Boston Elf Alliance? Lily Sakura was confused, but if that was the case, she couldn't figure out what these people from the North American Elf Alliance wanted to do. You said that it was just a matter of helping to obtain the dessert shop construction permit in Hafa. Why did you bring so many people to support you on the first day of opening? Yang Yu was also confused. After all, after this operation, not only he couldn't understand it, but Beihuing couldn't understand it either. In this business, Beihuing must have seen much more than Yang Yu. No matter, anyway, regardless of whether it is a trust or not, even if it is a trust, we are confident that they will stay and become loyal customers of our Day-Day dessert shop. Yang Yu spread his hands, and his tone gradually became calm and unprecedentedly confident. Lily Ying's heart trembled. Professor Yang Yu was indeed right. No matter what these people have in mind, Lily Sakura believes that no one can resist the charm of Day-Day dessert shop. Whether it's the dessert master or the dessert master's assistant, the cream fairy. It's a pity that there is only one frosty milk fairy. If the sales are too hot, it may not be open for too many hours. The fresh cream made by Frosty Milk Fairy is limited every day. Thinking of this, Lily Sakura smiled softly again. It is precisely because there is only one Frost Milk Fairy now that things are rare and valuable. She had a hunch in her heart that within a few days, there would be many trainers lined up under this banyan tree every day. The desserts in the dessert shop are not just for human trainers. If they are tasted by elves, they will also make the elves feel happy, especially some wealthy women who like to raise precious elves. The tycoons and wealthy women in North America also have very deep backgrounds behind them. As for the Elf Alliance's attempt to stumble on the dessert shop, it will not be that easy. A large net has been laid out. Beihuing has not thought of this level before. She has been busy and has lost some business calculations recently, so her reaction has been a little slow. It's not too late to react now. Seeing that Professor Yang Yu still looked calm and composed, as if everything was under control, Bai Hang took a deep breath and said seriously, I've been taught. Yang Yu turned around and glanced at Beihuing blankly. What was the assistant talking about? What did he teach him? To be reasonable, This store opening thing, isn't Beihwing more professional? How come he has gained anything new? Don't talk about this here now, you have to go help quickly. Yang Yu thought for a while and didn't know what Beihwing was thinking. At this time, Dede Dessert Shop was about to open. This dessert house under the banyan tree looks so artistic. Halls, who came with John among the crowd, couldn't help but say. John nodded with emotion, yes, the campus of Hafa itself has a sense of history. If one day in the future my daughter will have the opportunity to study in this school and eat the desserts from the dessert house under this banyan tree, just like in a fairy tale. Indeed, your idea is very good. And you are accompanied by elves, and you can enjoy desserts with elves? Halls felt that his dissatisfaction with Mackensen in his heart gradually became smaller. At least this place is indeed very fairy tale-like. Grrrrrrrr. When the time arrived at exactly 9 a.m. Boston time, Dede Dessert Shop, a wooden house under a banyan tree, finally opened its door. The moment the door just opened, an extremely natural and sweet smell instantly attracted the people waiting outside. Chirp. Hold head high. Bah. A sudden voice sounded among the crowd. What? Why did my elf come out on its own? Is it this fragrant smell in this dessert shop? This smell of cream, my God, this smells so good. Warrior Eagle, don't worry, I'll buy it for you later, I'll buy it for you later. What Halls never expected was that his precious elf warrior hero Eagle, at this time, would actually show such eagerness. It's just like fighting cock on the ground. The action of spreading his wings and striding around Halls is all too familiar to Halls. This is what his warrior eagle looks like when it begs for food. As an officer of the Elf Alliance, Halls may have a mask on his colleagues and superiors at work, but this is not the case for this warrior eagle that he grew up with and has been with until now. The company of elves often allows trainers to show the most sincere friendship. I want to eat. I want to eat. On John's shoulder, a musical note parrot with a head like a was touching John's cheek with its claws. Bye. 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 John also felt a sense of disbelief in his heart. The trainers in front of him, the catty dog with a very sensitive sense of smell and even the great wolfhound, all appeared next to their respective trainers. They were all emitted by the moment the wooden door of the dessert house was opened. Attracted by the sweet smell. John, we came here to buy desserts, Boss Mackensen reimbursed us, right? Hall stared at the dessert shop in front of him with burning eyes, and in his heart, he could hardly contain his joy. That's right, John was suddenly overjoyed. I didn't expect that son of a bitch. No, it's Boss Mackensen. He actually gave us such good benefits. Such a mission is simply too much. So happy. It was almost exactly what John and Halls were thinking. Many of the people in front of them were colleagues in the Elf Alliance, but they just pretended not to know each other. They are all pure passers-by. Everyone's expressions were filled with uncontrollable joy. Presumably, everyone is now praising their boss as a good person. The boss finally acts like a human being. In the past, I was regarded as a dog in their minds. The new store is open, each trainer is limited to purchasing 2 items. In order to take care of the continuous flow of customers, Dede Dessert Shop naturally has to sell in limited quantities. This is Hafa, and no one would be stupid enough to cause trouble on this campus. Moreover, if someone really wants to cause trouble, these people from the North American Elf Alliance will definitely take action. If not for anything else, just because this dessert shop can attract their elves and allow their elves to enjoy peacefully in the aroma of cream. This is the charm of Dede Dessert Shop. This is the magic of cream fairy foaming cream. It's the dream monster, Tijipai and Jigglypuff from the commercial. They are really eating cream cake here. Oh no, this is not a cream cake, it is a cream puff. Ha ha ha, it tastes so fun. In this warm and fairy tale world like Dede Dessert Shop, This is one of the reasons why Day wants to find a tree and build a wooden house next to the tree. This is a fairy tale world. In the future, every desert house will become a fairy tale world in the elf world. Grrrrrrrr. In the store, Day, who was wearing a white pastry chef uniform, was still carefully making more desserts. Lily Sakura's Koga Ninja is currently working as a cashier in the dessert shop. She can't count the money and make changes very quickly. It's obvious that she has received professional training. The most attractive thing is the magical elf on the plate next to King Slow. An elf like cream ice cream. This is the Easter egg on the signboard of Day Dessert Shop, the Elf Frost Milk Fairy. Oh my god, this taste is so sweet. Halls finally bought a strawberry cream puff and a matcha cake, and squatted down next to the banyan tree to feed his warrior eagle. The cheering warrior eagle seemed to take Halls back to the past with the scene at this moment. Halls himself is just an ordinary trainer. In addition to the warrior eagle, there is also a gala gala and a blue crocodile. The three elves, together with Halls, enjoy 2 delicious desserts from the Dude Dessert Shop. The exact same situation as Halls was right next to him. Under this banyan tree, the scene of incomparable harmony between elves and humans naturally attracts students, passers-by, or professors who actually pass by on the Hatta campus. Why are there so many people here? It smells so good. It's a newly opened dessert shop. Let's go and have a look. Ah, what a long line. Oh my god, look at these elves outside the dessert shop, Dream Monster, Tijipai, and Jigglypuff. They look so cute eating. Just as Yang Yu said. In fact, there is no need for so-called trust. Day Dessert Shop has its own unique charm. I really don't know where these kind-hearted people came from. They actually invited so many people to act as trustees. If Boston is really a high-level executive of the Elf Alliance, could it be that there is a traitor among them? Yang Yu would never have imagined that this traitor was actually Mackensen, the president of the Elf Alliance. It was exactly the same situation as Yang Yu's, and Mackensen would never have imagined that. The development of things seemed to have somehow deviated from his control. The ordinary officers of the Elf Alliance sent by him were almost tasting the dessert with their own elves at this moment. He instantly became an extremely loyal fan. No doubt. Day Dessert Shop, on the campus of Hafa Elf University, has become popular at an incredible speed. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 861. What on earth did Professor Yang Yu do? Why is there such magical power? My girly heart is about to burst. I have a hunch that this place will become an attraction on the Hafa campus in the future. The students who returned from the Boston Elf Center looked at the dessert shop under the banyan tree in great amazement. On the lawn around the banyan tree, the trainers seemed to have agreed that everyone would have their own and their own. In his own elf space, the food in the trainer's hands was undoubtedly brought from the Day Dessert Shop. What kind of magic is this? Cai Swanyi was extremely surprised. Perhaps this has something to do with the eating habits of North America. Elves are more or less affected by the eating habits of North American trainers. Especially sensitivity to sweets. Breeders here in North America will also add more sweetness when making energy cubes. Because of this, the moment they open the door to the Day Dessert Shop and the aroma is fragrant, the elves with sensitive senses in the Pokeball will naturally the earth couldn't help but appear on its own. It's a pity that the purchase is restricted. Halls reluctantly stared at the wooden house under the banyan tree. A dessert costs $88. This price is not unacceptable to these trainers. What's more, most of the customers who queued up to enter the dessert shop are people from the Boston Elf Alliance. If the boss reimburses them, then there is no need to worry. What? With such good craftsmanship, such good materials, and such a price, I think 388 can accept it. Also, what kind of elf is that? I remember seeing it when I was reading information before, but I forgot the name. It seems to be a new type of elf that trainer Yang Yu found from the Sky City, John said with emotion. This is not a problem that ordinary officers like us should worry about. What we have to do now is to go back and report. Halls lightly patted the wings of the warrior eagle, turned over and rode directly on it. Ha ha ha, go back and thank the boss. What a group of good people. Yang Yu watched these customers leave with emotion, directly generating an unknown amount of money for Day Dessert Shop in one day. You know, you pay here in US dollars. The North American Elf Alliance is indeed rich. Hearing Yang Yu's emotion, Lily Ying's face gradually became strange. If the mastermind behind these people knew what Professor Yang Yu said, he would probably be so angry that he would vomit blood, right? But then again, Professor Yang Yu is still awesome. Directly using the signature desserts from Day Dessert Shop can attract the attention of elves, thereby influencing the feelings of these elf trainers and making them have a favorable impression of Day Dessert Shop. The elves like it so much, don't trainers like it too? At least for ordinary trainers, it must be to satisfy the needs of their elves as much as possible, not to mention, isn't it just some desserts? Professor Yang Yu, our students here, want to eat too, Hu Jing gestured at this time. In fact, let alone the students who came with her, her eyes had already given her away. Hard. Hu Jing wants to eat it too. In the past few days of elf battle exchanges, perform well. If you perform well, you will be rewarded with desserts. If you perform poorly, you will be rewarded with watching others eat desserts. It was decided happily, Yang Yu answered with a smile as he waved his hand. When Hu Jing conveyed Yang Yu's words to the 20 students in the exchange group, as expected, including the students from Yanjing Music Elf University, they all started gearing up, looking like they were going to take action. If you want to buy it, it's not difficult. But as a reward from Professor Yang Yu, its nature is different. Desserts with a rewarding nature make you feel satisfied even when you eat them. Today's frost milk fairy has been squeezed dry. The maximum amount of cream that can be foamed in one day has been reached. Later, the cream fairy will feel tired, and the quality of the foamed cream will decrease. At this time, Tijipai, Little Dream Demon and Jigglypuff went to the dessert shop to pick up the Frosty Milk Fairy. Frost Milk Fairy likes to eat fruits, especially strawberries and blueberries. She holds them in her arms and eats them one bite at a time, feeling very happy. You will feel better soon, and after you feel better, the foamed fresh milk cream the next day will also be more mellow. There will definitely be holidays in the future at Day Dessert Shop, and we will take Frosty Milk Fairy out to play every week. In this coming summer, it is also a good choice to find an indoor skating rink. Grrrrrrrr. The dessert master stayed for a while and slowly opened the door, then used his superpower to draw the words "dessert sold out" in the air, and at the same time, issued number tags to the guests who were still queuing. At the same time tomorrow, these guests can get the opportunity to purchase stupid desserts in advance through the number plate. However, when the number plates were distributed, Day saw some children eating their hands in the queue. Yeah. A cream-flavored lollipop soon appeared in Dudu's chubby hand, and the last bit of cream left could only be used to make these smaller snacks. Dada is still the same Dada, and this move has won the favor of many guests. Thank you for coming. Grrrrrrrr. Wave goodbye to the guests. On the first day of Day Dessert Shop, it was open for less than 2 hours. Sold out. It's a headache to sell it too fast. Yang Yu sighed. Darkrai in the shadow expressed his overwhelming agreement. To be honest, Darkrai really wished that the dessert shop would leave something for him to try in the end. After all, so many colorful things were really overwhelming for Darkrai, they were simply not too delicious. Poppy. Bola. Yang Yu looked at these three little guys, as well as a frost milk fairy who was replenishing his physical strength, and he was in a good mood. The effect of the commercial shooting is good. Maybe we won't shoot the commercial ourselves, but someone else will ask us to shoot it. Yeah. On this point, Day-Day strongly agrees. Jigglypuff in the elf now cheered up, making himself look more serious. Next time, Jigglypuff will definitely be able to get someone else to ask him to be his spokesperson. Sure. Noontime passed quickly. With nothing to do in the afternoon, Yang Yu took these students to the elf battle arena in Hafa. At the same time, watching the elf basketball competition in school was also a very interesting experience. You just can't stay idle like this, right? Yang Yu suddenly felt that he had to change his plan temporarily again. Why not go find a closer gym to play first? This is a very good idea. The reputation of Day-Day Dessert Shop seems to have begun to ferment on the Hafa campus, and even the opening of the dessert shop, thanks to the efforts of many students from Yanjing Elf University, the news spread back to the country. Professor Yang Yu is awesome. Old flavored advertising dominates Boston. What did I see? Mamma mia, who made this advertisement? My ears are not clean now. What a devilish come on, baby. It's over. I feel like I've been brainwashed. Damn. At Yanjing Xinyuan Advertising at Moduhuanya Media at Advertising Agencies, have you seen, what is textbook level advertising? This is textbook level advertising, watch it well and study hard. Funny, dog head to save life doge. Ha ha ha, this advertisement, this dubbing is so poisonous. Professor Yang Yu gave me a blank slate because I have never heard this dubbing. Strongly request Professor Yang Yu to open a Day-Day dessert shop at Hangzhou TV University. Yanjing Elf University also wants it. Professor Yang Yu didn't say before he left that he was just traveling and having fun. How could he have established a dessert shop in Hafa in less than a week? President Luo of Yanjing Elf University saw this. After hearing the news, I was speechless for a while. If you don't engage in good elf battle scholarship, why? Forget it, young people have their own ideas, but they can easily open a dessert shop in Hafa. Principal Luo blinked, then took off his glasses and wiped them with a lens cloth. Young man, you really know how to play. Boston Elf Alliance Mkinson feels refreshed recently. I don't know why, but since the order was given to monitor the dessert shop opened by Huaguo trainer Yang Yu in Hafa, it seems that the reports of these subordinates have become more diligent than the last one, and their attitude towards him has even become much better. Such an atmosphere is very helpful for the development and completion of subsequent tasks. However, the smile on Mkinson's face quickly disappeared in this friendly working atmosphere. Boss, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. George's hurried voice and the dong 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 footsteps made Mkinson in the office so frightened that he almost dropped the teacup in his hand. What, is it on fire? Where is the fire? If it's on fire, won't you use your water elf to extinguish the fire? Mkinson said loudly. Boss, no, it's that shop, that dessert shop, it's booming. Mkinson would still get the wrong idea, the dessert shop was on fire? It was also burned and exploded? This is a good thing. No, it's this dessert shop, it's very popular in Hafa school. Almost all the teachers and students in the school know that there is a very delicious dessert shop in the school. Boss, this dessert shop is stupid. King Dai's dessert shop has become popular, George finally made it clear. This moment was like a bolt from the blue for Mkinson. What are you talking about? How is it possible? How is it possible that a newly opened dessert shop is so popular in Hafa all of a sudden? Boss, it's really delicious. Look, boss, I even brought you a portion. I finally waited in line for more than an hour today to buy it from the dessert shop. Mkinson. Are you a traitor? He was saying that something bad was going to happen, but his body actually stood in line for more than an hour with such sincerity. No, I have to go to Hafa. Boss, calm down, boss, You can't beat that Chinese trainer, boss. Mkinson. Are you a pig, George? They are simply pig teammates. At this moment, Mkinson finally felt something bad is happening. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Shao. Chapter 862. Professor Yang Yu is so diligent. Before 6 o'clock in the morning, I heard the sound of running outside the manor. When I looked carefully, Professor Yang Yu was actually fighting with his own elf. Can this be said to be a fight? This is the croaking frog brought by the assistant teacher Lily Ying before. It seems to be the weakest elf around Professor Yang Yu. I didn't expect it to evolve into a frog. This speed of evolution should be considered normal. I feel that this frog should be the most normal of all the elves in Professor Yang Yu. Suddenly, a miserable sound belonging to Cai Xuanyi was clearly heard in the manor. Lucario, let me sleep a little longer, I really don't want to do morning exercises today. Let me go, if you want to go for a run, go by yourself. I want a quilt, I want a bed, I don't want to lose face. Lucario carried Cai Xuanyi and ran directly outside. The frog outside got up so early to exercise, and the trainer of the frog also got up early. Why did Lucario end up with such a lazy trainer master? Cai Xuanyi must be made diligent. Cai Xuanyi felt a little pain in his head. He didn't wake up yet, so he got up to exercise. It was so painful. It has to be said that the two little elves, the early rising frog and the early rising Lucario, had a very tacit understanding and began to secretly compete with each other. It is true that the frog has not yet evolved into the Koga Ninja frog, but here it is better than what matters is not the absolute strength of the elf, but the tempered perseverance. The real person 1v1 battle between Yang Yu and the frog made Lucario excited. But when Lucario was looking forward to seeing Cai Xuanyi had already subconsciously stayed away from Lucario. Lucario is a dual-type elf of steel and fighting. Seeing that there were steel thorns on the backs of Lucario's left and right hands, Cai Xuanyi felt that his life might fly after this punch. Be more confident and leave the possibility aside. With Lucario's punch, Cai Xuanyi can go directly to the orthopedic hospital. You can't treat Professor Yang Yu as a normal person. He is a non-human trainer. I am a living person. A new day begins with Cai Xuanyi's wailing. Lucario spread his hands and gave a "you're weak" expression. He could only feel helpless. In fact, it didn't matter whether he was beaten or not. As long as he could do morning exercises with him, it was already a very happy thing. If you can't escape, you can only enjoy this morning time. In addition to Slowpoke and Croaky Frog, the early rising elves include Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff took small steps and tried hard to follow behind Yang Yu and the frog. This would help Jigglypuff increase his vital capacity. Jigglypuff himself had some flaws in his ability to sing, so Jigglypuff would have to work harder. Hard work. The current life is something Jigglypuff could never dream of, but it happened like this. If you want to continue to be happy like this in the future, then continue running under the first ray of sunshine in the morning. Yang Yu, Dede, and Frog, who got up early, as well as Salted Fish King, who didn't know where to take Beauty to be romantic, were all Jigglypuff's loyal first listeners. Now Yang Yu didn't directly teach Jigglypuff his death song. What Jigglypuff wanted at this time was the power of the audience's cheers. Scaring away the audience would collapse the confidence that Jigglypuff had just built up. When the time is right, when Jigglypuff can freely master the power of singing, it will not be too late to learn. Rock, the power of music. In the woods near the manor, Jigglypuff is the best place to train his voice. Here, where no one else disturbs me, I feel so comfortable every morning. Day went back to prepare breakfast for everyone. After breakfast, it was the opening hours of Day Dessert Shop. You can see familiar faces every day. Almost many of them are the customers who came on the first day of opening. Many of them still have number plates in their hands. These are all people who didn't buy Dai's desserts the day before. Most of the guests who come here know that the most important ingredient in making this sweet and delicious dessert that even elves can't resist is the fresh cream foamed by the Fairy Cream Fairy. Because of this, Frosty Milk Fairy's fresh cream is foamed in limited quantities every day. At the same time, in order not to affect the taste of the desserts, the dessert shop will be closed for 1 day every 6 days it is open. After seeing the close today sign on the store under the 12th banyan tree in Hafa, I felt tears of sadness in my eyes. The first minute I couldn't eat the desserts from Day Dessert Shop, I wanted to eat them. However, what surprised and touched the ordinary people here the most was that a basket had been placed at the entrance of the dessert shop, and at the same time, there were the words "Toffee Gifts for Obedient Children" on it. What an amazing young man! It was hard for Professor Flazai to imagine that a Chinese trainer could establish a firm foothold at Hatta Elf University in less than a week. It is indeed true to learn about cooperation and communication, but not everyone can communicate with professors and students at Hafa. Just a first-hand dessert shop allowed Professor Yang Yu to leave a deep friendly impression on many students and professors on this campus, and he suddenly integrated into the school with a long history. At the same time, he created a new world here. History. Grandpa, I brought you candy. At this time, Professor Freshwell's grandson came bounding over from the dessert house with 2 milk candies in his hand. Professor Freshwell coughed lightly. The dessert shop was closed today, and he felt very uncomfortable. I can only ask my grandson who is on weekend vacation to help bring him a candy. But where is Professor Yang Yu now? Professor Flashwell tore off the candy wrapper while thinking and threw the toffee into his mouth. Although he was a bit older, his teeth were pretty good. The taste of the toffee quickly made him immersed in the aroma. Feel comfortable. Boston Super Gym. Is there any better time to hit the gym than weekends? Although Yang Yu is relatively free from Monday to Friday, the students are very busy. Everyone, including the students from Yanjing Conservatory of Music, performed well, and Yang Yu decided to reward them by watching a gym battle. The reason why Yang Yu felt a little free was because none of the professors in Hadeo came to play with him. Students are students and professors are professors. Yang Yu didn't know any professors in Hadeo. The only one he was familiar with was Grandma Lin. Hafa's best friend, Professor Fleshway. This can't be killed, right? Professor Flashv was a very nice person, but Yang Yu couldn't bear to bully such an old professor. When Yang Yu first arrived, after much deliberation, he had no choice but to go to the super gym. But is this too bullying? Yang Yu looked a little embarrassed. This super power gym. Don't be too aggressive. If you are too aggressive, you will completely lose the meaning of teaching in the battle between elves. It is admitted that the super-type elves have moves with other attributes, but Yang Yuze possesses the Salted Fish King and Little Bayo Bayo, 2 behemoths that can release terrifying evil power. How about I act? Yang Yu's expression gradually became strange. Dark Ray, who felt Yang Yu's devilish thoughts, fell speechless for a while. However, when it comes to evil-type power restraining superpower elves, Dark Ray is very experienced. You see, isn't Cresselia, the god of dreams? Hey. It's a pity that Dark Ray's smile suddenly froze when he thought of Cresselia's magical sparkle and the power of the moon. Look at the moon, it's big and round. Dark Ray suddenly felt bad. Then let Day come in. In Hafa, at Day Dessert Shop, you still need to show off your skills, otherwise. Yang Yu had a weird smile on his face, and then snorted coldly. There are always some people who don't know how high the world is. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiang Xiao. Chapter 863. Boston Super Gym. It's full of business atmosphere. In the elf gym in the capital elf world, the gym's profit is often the first priority. Because this is related to the absolute interests of the gym leader himself, many times, the gym leader will also participate in many activities to attract North American people to the gym. Some are like a competition alliance. Every once in a while, elf gyms across the United States will hold elf battle competitions in their venues. This is different from the resident trainers in Chinese elf gyms. In North American gyms, resident trainers, the additional work is to challenge other gyms to gain higher visibility of the gym and support from local people. It's somewhat similar to the NBA in Yang Yu's memory. Inspired by such an event model, the gym's resident trainers have extremely rich experience in actual combat between elves and can deal with a variety of different difficult situations. However, today's visitors to the Super Gym are not something these resident trainers can fight against. Yang Yu is here. As a Chinese trainer, he challenged the North American elf gym in North America. The news spread extremely quickly among the various elf gyms, and also reached the Boston Elf Alliance. I knew it, a cunning trainer, he was cultivating Chenkang openly, but he was secretly cultivating the plank road. When Mackinson received the news for the first time, his eyes bulged out. This Yang Yu is so cunning. Didn't we agree that the first gym would be for fairies? Why did you end up fighting the Boston Super Gym? Boss, you are building the plank road openly, secretly. George corrected quickly. Mackinson had thought about going to Yang Yu personally before, but after George's dissuasion, he thought about it for a long time and found that there was no problem with his decision, because it was in line with all the plans for trainers from other countries and regions. It's completely a textbook level response. When? Are the textbooks useless? This unscientific. There must be a problem here, and this problem lies with Yang Yu, the trainer of Nawa country. Let's go. It is expected that the gym battle will start in 40 minutes. I want to go and meet this Chinese trainer Yang Yu in person. Mackinson stood up and patted the table heavily. The silence around him accentuated the boundless aura of Mackinson. Boss, that Chinese trainer Yang Yu even defeated King Dwight. George swallowed his saliva. What should I do? What if he suddenly wanted to run away? This makes it okay for him to come up with ideas, but if he has to face the big devil Yang Yu, 10 or 8 Georges can't stand up to one Yang Yu. Lord Mackinson, president of the Boston Elf Alliance. Can't seem to stand it? Isn't this just a free gift? The battle between super elves is not as simple as you think. Some elves are really strong, but super elves have a variety of moves to improve themselves while weakening their opponents. What about self-suggestion and power exchange? The magic of super-type elves is beyond the imagination of ordinary trainers, Mackinson said lightly. Eisen, the leader of the super-type gym, is an old classmate of mine when I was young. I don't know what level he is at. This is Boston, the main venue of the super-type gym. It uses Chinese, as the old saying goes, the right time, right place, right people, and all are on our side, so what does he have to win? Mackinson is still very confident. I have served as the president of the Elf Alliance in Boston for more than 10 years, and I am a classmate with the super-type gym leader Eisen. Basically, no trainer from other countries and regions has ever allowed superpowers on the territory of Boston. Gym leader Eisen has suffered a lot. There has never been. In any country or region, super-type gyms are often one of the most difficult to defeat. Because of the special characteristics of super-type elves, especially after reaching the gym level, super-type elves can often pass. The incredible superpower disrupts the opponent's moves and defeats the opponent at the same time. Let's go, George, what are you doing here? Go to the super gym. George actually had something in his heart that he wanted to say out, but President Mackinson's confidence, coupled with the teleportation that disappeared in an instant, George could only say what he said to himself. But President, Yang Yu's dumb king, is not an ordinary super elf. North American trainers are confident. Every trainer should actually be confident. Confidence is just self-confidence and should not be linked to arrogance. Facing trainers from other countries and regions, the resident trainers in the gym showed a certain sense of pride when they saw the arrival of Yang Yu and his party. This made Yang Yu a little strange. This is the normal behavior of trainers in gyms here in North America. In the elf world, trainers have the strongest overall strength in North America. Especially in this gym, these young resident trainers are also talented elite trainers selected layer by layer. Lily Ying explained to Yang Yu on the side. At this time, the eyes of the students behind Yang Yu naturally showed no sign of weakness. I'm just a little surprised. They are all older than me. They seem to be much older. Their strength is weaker than mine. And their social status in the elf world is also lower than mine, right? Yang Yu he spread his hands, sighed, and glanced coldly at the group of resident trainers. Am I proud? I'm not proud, so why should they? Yang Yu shook his head. The eyes of the little dream demon completely expressed Yang Yu's inner thoughts. These children in front of him looked like it was time to receive the super electric butt treatment from the little dream demon. There is a charging beam under the magical shining light. The clarity and special effects can be directly adjusted to maximum. It must be very cool. Poppy. Yang Yu spoke in a calm voice, telling only a very ordinary fact. At this moment, everyone behind Yang Yu, including the two teaching assistants Lily Ying and Hu Jing, including Cai Xuanyi, etc., could really feel the terrifying aura in Professor Yang Yu's plain tone. This is based on absolute strength. So handsome. Hu Jing listened to Yang Yu's words. If she had just met Yang Yu in the past, she would have thought that Yang Yu was bragging and not drafting. But now, does Yang Yu need it? No need at all. Because this is the truth. Nothing to show off is the most deadly. Cai Xuanyi's mind was shaken, and at the same time, the blood all over his body began to surge. The calmer Professor Yang Yu's tone is, the more violent and cruel his next attack will be. Don't ask him how he knows. In the elf battle course, that is a real feeling again and again. When Professor Yang Yu looked weird during the elf battle, it was actually quite a relaxed performance. But once the tone calms down, that is the real horror. So I don't know what you trainers are so arrogant about. Those looks in your eyes really deserve a beating. Just in the area you are best at, completely defeat you, including your gym leader. Yang Yu sighed lightly. Boston Super Energy Gym is in danger. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 864. Eisen, the super-type gym leader in Boston, North America, did not expect that Chinese trainer Yang Yu would arrive so suddenly. Without even saying hello in advance, he led more than 20 onlookers directly to the super gym. Do you know how much gym profits have been lost here? Eisen felt that every second he breathed was heartbreaking. The showdown between Chinese trainer Yang Yu and North American gym leaders, what a great stunt. How many people can this attract to watch a wonderful showdown? Anyway, Eisen remembered that for the most recent gym battle, the tickets alone were sold for millions of dollars. This was the gym's net profit, not to mention the popularity brought by the gym battle. Even advertising fees can be charged a lot. In the world of capital elves, interests come first in everything. It is true that the money is not a lot for the gym leader Eisen, but no one has too little money, let alone the resident trainers in the gym. These elite trainers have an extraordinary desire for money, because raising and training elves is too expensive. It would be great if we could inform you in advance. Eisen directly put out the advertisement. Trainers all over North America knew that there was such an elf showdown at the super gym. Will the tickets be sold casually? Just get some internal tickets and speculate on the price, that's no big deal. Blood loss. It was a direct loss. How could there be such an ignorant trainer? It's no wonder that the owner Eisen has a bad face. To him, Yang Yu is just like that country bumpkin who just came to the city and doesn't understand any rules. How could anyone come to the gym directly without even saying a word? Gym leader Eisen just remembered at this moment that the trainer who came to challenge the gym this time was Yang Yu, a trainer from China. He challenged the elf gym in China. There is really no need to inform in advance, as long as the gym leader is there, then you can start fighting directly. This is North America. Hall owner Eisen looked angry. He felt that he had to teach Yang Yu some of the most basic principles in North America. In the super gym, these resident trainers made way for each other. The appearance of the gym leader Eisen made their aura even more domineering. Master! Master, Chinese trainer Yang Yu is here to challenge you, Iwdal, the core of the resident trainers and the boss among them, said respectfully to the master of the gym, Eisen, while staring at Yang Yu in front of him with vigilance. Royal and a group of people. There is indeed a legend circulating in North America about the Chinese trainer Yang Yu. However, within the North American Elf Alliance, they still use various methods to belittle trainers from other countries and regions in order to improve the reputation of their own trainers. Pride, these are very common things. This time, Yang Yu brought 20 students and 2 teaching assistants, precisely because Yang Yu was the leader of this exchange team, and precisely because Yang Yu was a professor at Yanjing Elf University in China. Before coming to North America, Yun Zhenfei, the Dragon Gym leader, and Ye Yan, the Fairy Gym leader, both asked Yang Yu if they challenge the Fairy Gym in a completely formal way in North America, then go ahead and fight. Let's solve the trainer's problem with elf battle. Human, beat him hard. Darkrai in the shadow began to get excited all over inexplicably. In this peaceful life, I finally have some fun. Although he couldn't do anything in this elf world for the time being, he encouraged the human trainer to do something. Darkrai felt that he had to give himself a pat on the back. Otherwise, this journey would be too boring. Yang Yu rolled his eyes inwardly. After Darkrai had been in the elf world for a long time, his words seemed a bit ruffian, but this kind of ruffian was in line with Yang Yu's current mentality and thoughts. That's right, beat him up. Master Eisen, do you need me to start from scratch, call them one by one? Yang Yu's eyes swept over these resident trainers one by one. If you just fight a gym leader, that would be too boring. It's better for the family to be neat and tidy. Simply put, shoot them one by one. Of course, any trainer from other countries and regions needs to start the challenge from the first resident trainer. Eisen became active at this time. Take advantage of this opportunity, delay it for a little while, publicize it for as long as you can, make up for it before it's too late, and recover as much loss as you can. You guys delay it for a while. I hope more people will come to see it so I can give you bonuses, Eisen whispered beside Iwdal. I know, Master. These resident trainers have already mastered this trick very well. Their opponents are here to challenge the gym leader, so they can delay it as long as they can. Moreover, the gym owner has already started a battle with the Chinese trainer Yang Yu's gym. Publicity, which can increase the income of their resident trainers. Why not do it? Professor Yang Yu, they are planning to delay time, Lily Ying whispered, a common method used by North American gyms. This time Professor Yang Yu came to the gym more suddenly. They had no preparation in advance. The battle in the gym, usually it attracts a lot of people to watch, and the super gym has almost started promoting it temporarily. Charge tickets, Yang Yu asked back. Yes, Lily Sakura was stunned for a moment, then nodded quickly. If these resident trainers perform better, Yang Yu cooperates with them and beats them to tears slowly, delaying time. It's a pity that at this point in the North American Super Gym, they are still thinking about popularity and profit. Have you asked Yang Yu? It is true that Yang Yu likes small money, but this smell is full of the stench of money interests. Yang Yu disdains to be associated with him. When arrangements can be made for the Everest Frost Milk Ferry base, follow Chef Hippo to open up dessert shops overseas one after another. The benefits here far exceed those that can be obtained from this super gym. In other words, isn't it just the income from a North American super gym? Dede only needs to open another dessert shop to surpass it. In Yang Yu's memory, there was a famous chocolate brand, Ferrero Rocher. Didn't they realize that selling chocolates made more money than those who killed them, so they transformed into a chocolate family? Dessert shop, the income is scary. In this case. Whoa. Sorry. The strange tone was like the blessing of the holy light, but when the resident trainers heard Yang Yu's words, they vaguely felt something strange, and their spines went cold. Fight here, Yang Yu gestured. If it's not here, how could it be somewhere else? Gym leader Eisen replied coldly. Okay, who among you comes first? Yang Yu feels a pity for such a good gym, but whether he can destroy the gym in the end depends on the cooperation of his opponent. If his opponent is not strong enough, Yang Yu is suspected of maliciously destroying the elf gym. That's right, the opponent Yang Yu was talking about was the super gym leader Eisen. Albert, come on, Iwdal gave Albert, the weakest member among the resident trainers, a look. But the moment Albert came on the stage, he saw a trace of compassion in the eyes of the trainers behind Yang Yu. This makes Albert, the arrogant resident trainer of the North American Super Gym, how can he bear it? Go, telepathic clay puppet. Hakran, leave it to you. Mif. There are so many resident trainers. Little Dream Demon and Hakran can get free sparring again. This time, Yang Yuxia made money. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 865. Come on, Professor Yang Yu's Hakran. This is really a nightmare during the course assessment. I was restrained by this hack dragon. It was originally difficult to fight when it was a mini dragon, but after it evolved, it became even harder to fight. I won't say more, I will shed tears if I say too much. I feel like the only one I can fight is Professor Yang Yu's frog. Yes, Tijipai and Jigglypuff are so cute, how could we think of fighting them? Only the croak-headed frog can fight for us. The 5 students at Yanjing Music Elf College have also heard about Professor Yang Yu's deeds while teaching at Yanjing Elf College. At this time, sitting in the North American Super Gym, listening to the stories of the issue students who came with them, and the more relaxed expressions of each one, I felt like I was in my own home inexplicably, as if, this is Professor Yang Yu's home field. You see, even the student team leader Cai Swanyi took out the potato chips from his backpack and started chewing them. At the same time, he summoned some elves who could sit down and watch the elves duel together. It really feels like traveling here. No wonder Senior Cai asked us to prepare more snacks before coming. It turned out to be this plan, Caou suddenly realized. In fact, everyone had prepared a lot of snacks in their luggage. However, Cai Swanyi reminded him like this before coming, and then he opened the package and started eating in the gym. This is a sign of absolute trust in Professor Yang Yu. Isn't it? As a professor at Yanjing Elf University, Yang Yu has long impressed the students of these top elf universities. In addition, coupled with the previous Dragon Gym group, the shocking birth of pink Super Gyarados, for the students, after being convinced you became even more admirable. North American Super Power Gym. I really don't know what this North American Super Gym leader is thinking. Even Yun Zhenfei, the leader of the Dragon Gym in Yanjing, China, was not willing to put the elf battle with Yang Yu in the Dragon Gym headquarters. Later, the appearance of the pink Super Gyarados confirmed Yun Zhenfei's plan. Foresight. The previous incident of the water gymnasium being demolished was widely spread in China. Let alone in China, even among the elf gyms in the world, the ability of water gyms to withstand attacks is absolutely top-notch. Even the gymnasium like this was demolished. At that time, Professor Yang Yu's little Gyarados, had not yet been able to super evolve. Now, Professor Yang Yu's strength is becoming more and more terrifying. Who gave this North American Boston super-type gym leader the courage to directly fight the gym battle inside this gym? Do you feel that your gym can be as strong as the water gym or dragon gym in China? Isn't this gym leader afraid that his gym will be demolished? Hu Jing covered her mouth and asked. Trainers in North America who have a certain status in the Elf Alliance basically behave like this. In addition, Aizen is the gym leader, and he is someone who has never suffered much. Lily Sakura had no sympathy at all, and she even wanted to see the elf of the museum owner Aizen being beaten up by Professor Yang Yu's elf. In Sakura country, every time she communicated with gym-level trainers in North America, Lily Sakura felt a lot of resentment that she could not vent. But his strength is not as good as others, who can blame him? Now my three elves, Koga Ninja, Monarch Snake, and Tanabata Bluebird, have reached the gym level. The following main ones are Hu Di, Mahuola, and there is also a Shakira who has not evolved yet. Lily Ying's eyes fell on Professor Yang Yu, who needed to look up at the venue. Perhaps I will have the opportunity in the future to make these arrogant trainers bow their heads at the North American Elf Gym. Hakron, go smoke this fat top. Telepathy doll, this elf evolved from the elf Libra doll that resembles a spinning top. Its attributes are both ground and super. Compared with the Libra puppet, the telekinesis puppet is earthier, fatter, and rounder. It is a fat round elf, and it is like a primary school student's top toy with an extra circle, oh no, several layers of protective iron sheets added. As soon as Yang Yu saw it, he wanted to whip this top-like elf with a whip. At this moment, is there any elf that is more suitable to whip the telekinetic earth puppet than Hakron? The water tail can restrain the telepathic earth puppet and at the same time, can also whip the top. Wouldn't it be fun? I'm the most powerful warrior Yang Yu coughed lightly, his face gradually becoming weird. The mind power clay puppet can really easily bring back some distant memories in Yang Yu. Slap him. Psychic clay doll, moves instantly, spins at high speed. What surprised Yang Yu was that the telepathic clay puppet began to spin like a top without using Hakron. With teleportation and high-speed rotation, there is no doubt that the opponent is really preparing to delay. It would be great if there was a Z bracelet. It would stir up thousands of miles of ice on the ground and directly turn the entire field into a freezing field. Can this telepathic clay puppet be able to figure skate? Yang Yu's thoughts changed. Hakron, hail. It is impossible to make the land thousands of miles full of ice, but it is still possible to make snow fall on this area. The opponent wants to play tricks to delay time. Yang Yu was more playful than them. I think back then, little Bayo played with the Yo-Yo Silver Dragon, and now, let Hakron play with the spinning top, and meet the telepathic earth puppet. It's really rare. When the blue orb under the neck of Hakron in the field began to shine with dazzling light, a wisp of snow suddenly appeared on the entire field, in this somewhat hot space. This is Hakron's powerful talent for mastering weather moves. In the venue, the boss of the resident trainer, Iwdal, looked solemn. This elf has the same strength as theirs, and is also an elite elf, but in terms of mastering weather moves, it is really too abnormal. Nianli Earth Puppet. As an elf with ground attributes, he was instantly at a disadvantage in this ice and snow environment. Even if he could teleport, how could he avoid the ruthless snowflakes under the falling snow in the sky? The cold venue means that the movements of the telepathic clay puppets will be greatly restricted. At this moment, When the tail of the Harker dragon lit up with a light blue light in this hail environment, an extremely clear sound sounded in the venue. Snapped. Almost all the resident trainers couldn't help but feel a jump in their hearts. At the same time, their eyes turned green at the scene in front of them. Puff. In the stands, Cai Swanyi squirted out a mouthful of soda. Looking at the inexplicably familiar but somewhat different scene in front of him, he couldn't help it. Ha 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 ha, damn, isn't this a spinning top? Professor Yang Yu's elf battle is so creative. Look, the opponent's trainer's face is almost green. What Yang Yu and these students don't know is that almost every resident trainer in the super-type gym in Boston, North America, is equipped with such a basic super-type elf. Yang Yu Hakalong's draw. It's like a slap in the face to these resident trainers. If they don't have green faces, who will? This telepathic clay puppet looks like an oversized cocoa bean. Smoke it a few more times, the chocolate flavor will definitely appear, right? Mifu. 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 Recommended book, Elves Invading the World, author, Do You Drink Alcohol? The book PM is preparing to put on the shelves recently has 27,000 words. If you are interested, you can take a look. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 866. Water Tail is not a difficult move. Especially after the mini dragon evolves into the hack dragon. Under the subtle influence of the Great Beauty, using the water tail to whip the opponent's elf seems like, what a joyful play. The little dream demon floating next to Yang Yu on the edge of the battlefield saw Hakran playing with the spinning top so enthusiastically. The little dream demon, who had not played pranks and played for a long time, also had the idea of playing. The magic wand in your hand is ready. Although the little dream demon doesn't have a tail as long as Hakarosaurus that can be used for whipping, but it can use the magic wand. The ghost power condensed with the magic fairy rod transforms into a whip, which can also be used to whip tops. I just don't know if this ghost type power is whipped away, will this telepathic clay puppet with superpower attributes fall to the ground directly? The snowfall in the venue directly blocked the possibility of the telekinesis puppet's attempt to escape. Thinking Earth puppet, magical power. But now that the telepathic clay puppet is spinning at high speed under the water tail whip, how can it be possible to accurately find the location of Hakran? However, with the existence of pink and purple superpowers, the telekinetic clay puppet in a high-speed rotating state, an extremely cool pink and purple halo appeared around it. Ding! VIP recharge has arrived. The original spinning top looked like it had not been charged with money. Now, the telepathic clay puppet under the magical power moves is the glowing spinning top that children like to show off most. Give this creative opponent a thumbs up and Hakran, freezing ray. Mif. In this snowy environment, Hakran condenses the ice power faster than usual. It's almost time to end the battle. Psychic clay puppet, hurry up, move instantly. Albert looked frightened. He himself was very unfriendly to the telekinetic clay puppet in this snowy environment. If he was hit by the freezing light, the blue light fell on the body of the mind power clay puppet in an instant. The spinning telepathic puppet still wanted to resist, but the extremely cold ice breath of the freezing light seemed to have injected completely frozen condensation power into this space. The telepathic earth puppet was frozen directly in this snowy weather. Next elf. As soon as Yang Yu finished speaking, he felt that his eyelids couldn't help but start to twitch. Because in the field, Hakran used his tail to directly tie up the telepathy puppet that was stuck in the ice, and moved towards Yang Yu excitedly bit by bit. Yang Yu vaguely seemed to see a few drops of saliva at the corner of Hakran's mouth. Albert! Come on, that's my elf. That's too much. The frozen elf cannot return directly to the elf ball. The telepathic clay puppet must be melted from the ice in advance to rescue it. But who would have thought that just for this reason? The telepathic clay puppet was directly dragged away by Hakran's tail. As expected of Professor Yang Yu. Shrimp and pig heart. Ha 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 ha, are you challenging the gym? This is really beating up a child. Have you forgotten how Professor Yang Yu dealt with our elves? Ha ha ha, you should have known this would happen a long time ago. Puff. Cai Swanyi, how many mouthfuls of salt soda have you taken? Mifu. 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 In the end, Hakran could only return the frozen telekinetic clay doll to others, but it was a pity that it was an elf with an owner. The Super Gym's resident trainer is in trouble. I strongly condemn Yang Yu for being such a robber. Although Yang Yu is very powerful, he is not worthy of being a trainer and so on. Anyway, Yang Yu couldn't understand these bird songs. Anyway, these trainers would be shot one by one later. Listening to such lively sounds, Yang Yu really wanted to take a look. Later, these regular trainers would. Can a trainer still speak so forcefully? Hakran, freezing ray. Not long after, in the elf battle arena, the elf had another bottle of icicle power. Let me change your mind. Installing TC-130, okay, there are only 3 super elves, so it can't be installed. Whoa, sorry. When the elf gym is preparing for a gym battle, the resident trainer's elves will fight against each other. The resident trainer can only use elves with the attributes of the gym's elves. Basically, the weaker resident trainers can only use owns 3 elves with the same attributes as the gym. Therefore, it only requires a 3v3 elf duel, and Yang Yu can get up to speed in the gym quite quickly. In a snowy environment, it would be a shame not to have to use the freezing light. It is precisely because of this that ice blocks appeared one after another on the battlefield of the Super Gym. In these ice blocks, all the ice blocks were frozen. A super elf frozen by freezing light. People who don't know may think that this is some kind of super gym, or that it's an ice sculpture exhibition hall. If you look carefully, the most numerous of these elves are still the elves of telekinesis. Don't these resident trainers each have a telepathic clay puppet? Right, Yang Yu had a guess in his mind. The telekinetic earth puppet's dual attack ability is not outstanding, but in terms of dual defense ability, it can be compared with the water arrow turtle. You can use moves such as defense swap and power swap to make your opponent's improved abilities your own. Ability. It's just the elf Hakran sent by Yang Yu. To fight these earthen spinning top-shaped elves with telekinesis, you don't even need to use Dragon Dance to upgrade your ability level. Directly open the snowfall weather, which can be easily solved with the simplest freezing light. Double defense elves like the Neon Li Dodo do play a clever role in the battle between elves, but it is a pity that the opponent they encountered was Yang Yu's elf Hakran. A gluttonous dragon that can just think of elves as all kinds of delicious food. Oh my god, what a beautiful elf ice sculpture. The Super Gym finally has an innovation? This is so cool. Ha ha ha, what did I see? Is the Super Gym going to be converted into an ice gym? Wow, Dad, Mom, look, it's Hakran. This weather environment must be the power released by Hakran. At this time, the first wave of publicity from Super Gym leader Eisen had begun to play a certain role. Near the Boston Super Gym, some people who are interested in gym-level elf battles will naturally not be stingy with the small ticket price, and for their children, coming here is an eye-opener. If you aspire to become an excellent trainer in the future, this is great. Of course, many of the visitors who came were regular visitors to the Super Gym. Some ordinary elf duels cannot attract much audience. In the words of the gym leader Eisen, these audiences have become savvy and are not willing to spend money to buy tickets to watch some exciting elf showdowns. When today comes, it's really not the same as before. Looking at the snow falling in the sky in the venue, hiss. You know, the sun is scorching outside, and the temperature inside and outside the gym is suddenly cold. For the audience who want to find a cool area, the environment of this gym battle is really comfortable. If you take a closer look, The elf ice sculptures on the ground are simply too gorgeous. This is a new experience that you have never had before in a super gym. This ticket is so worth it. Come to the super gym to watch the Pokemon battle. It's still just the battle between the resident trainer and the challenger Pokemon, but it's already very gorgeous. The super gym has become an ice gym. Can you believe it? Hurry, the 588 tickets are almost sold out. Today's elf duel will definitely be a good one. I'm not lying to you. Take a look at the photos for yourself, I'm already there. Isn't it? To be able to transform a super gym into an ice gym in the world of ice and snow, could it be that the trainer Yang Yu who came to challenge this time is the owner of the ice gym? At this time, the museum owner Eisen, who was paying attention to the flow of people at the door, looked extremely happy. What he didn't expect was that this time the publicity seemed to be inexplicably powerful. No matter what happened, the benefits obtained were the most real. Boston Super Energy Gym, this wave of direct blood profits. However, the owner Eisen, who returned to the elf battle arena with a calm mind, looked at the neat rows of ice sculptures in the venue. A mouthful of old blood almost spurted out from his chest. A few minutes after I went out, the super type gym turned into this. I asked you to delay. But what can these resident trainers do? They are also desperate. The snowfall has been non-stop. After defeating a trainer, Hakran eats 100 million energy cubes to replenish some energy and can continue to control the snowfall. Logistics support will be used to make ice cream directly, ensuring that enough is taken care of. Probably, there are a few lyrics that fit the occasion best. Snowflakes are fluttering, the north wind is blowing. The gym is in a state of confusion. Pokemon's character master. Author, AI Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 867. The battle between the elf gyms in North America. There are so many people watching. So many people came in at once, and there were even parents with children. It's a weekend, no wonder, but the speed at which they gather is a bit too scary. In fact, the reason why the super type gym has such appeal is entirely because the trainer who challenges is not a local trainer in North America, but the challenger comes from other countries and regions, from China in the east. Maybe some people have forgotten the name Yang Yu in their memory, but for those Boston trainers who remember the name Yang Yu clearly, Yang Yu's status in their minds is not ordinary high. You may not know it very well, but Professor Yang Yu actually has many trainer fans in North America. It is because of the battle in the secret realm of Sky City. The giant scarlet Gyarados symbolizes absolute strength no matter where it is. Precisely because of this ferocious and violent elf, there are many young trainers who regard Professor Yang Yu as their trainer idol, Lily Ying explained slowly. Hu Jing blinked, and suddenly pointed to the auditorium opposite, and exclaimed, "Really, look, there are people opposite carrying banners supporting Professor Yang Yu." At this moment, Cai Swanyi and other students were also shocked. Right in front of their seats, there was indeed a row of 6 trainers, holding a blue Gyarados-shaped banner in their hands. From this look, he is Professor Yang Yu's biggest fan in North America. "I'm such a good boy, you actually do this. I saw some of our international students, and they came to support us, and there seemed to be a lot of Chinese. It seems that Professor Yang Yu's popularity is not low at all in North America." Cai Swanyi took a breath of air. To be honest, this really scared him. By the way, is this gym really the super type gym in Boston, North America? How does it feel? It's just like the gym opened by Professor Yang Yu's family here. Not to mention students like Cai Swanyi, even Yang Yu who was in the venue never expected that many of the audience who came in were his fans. Enthusiastic, so enthusiastic. The enthusiastic Yang Yu was a little overwhelmed. Looking at this row, not to mention the long Gyarados support sign, there are even people wearing Slow King doll costumes. Even if there are not these high-end support props, there are support sticks, shouting potato people with these two words. Is this still the North American elf gym? Wow, it really feels like coming home. You know, Yang Yu doesn't get such treatment in domestic elf gyms. After all, elf battles between domestic and gym owners basically have no audience unless they apply. North America is different. After all, this is still a world of capital. The gym leader is also a capitalist, so for him, the audience in the elf battle arena, the more, the better. But what the owner of the museum, Eisen, never expected was, these people were not here to see him as the gym owner, but to see the Chinese trainer Yang Yu. Whose gym is this? Why is there no support team for me? Hall owner Eisen? Thank you everyone. Yang Yu looked at these enthusiastic North American brothers and waved politely, but who knew that with such a wave, these people began to scream excitedly. Ah! Ho 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 ho! Come on potato! Yang Yu. To be honest, there are only a small group of people in the venue now. Just the roar of these people can make the venue feel like a large audience has come, which is really awesome. I have your fans. Grrrrrrrr. Blinking his big eyes, he also saw the North American spectator in the stands wearing a King Slow doll costume, and grinned, because right next to the King Slow doll costume, there was a huge Gyarados type banner. At this moment, the permanent trainers of the Super Type Gym in front of Yang Yu felt extremely cold in their hearts. Not to mention how cold it was in this place, when they found out that the gym owner launched a propaganda to attract people to watch the gym battle. They didn't give them super gyms to cheer for, but instead gave it back to the Chinese country. Trainer Yang Yu shouted "Come on!" and even prepared various support props. What's cold is the human heart. Yang Yu asked Hakran to continue to freeze an elf at will, and the venue began to burst into enthusiastic cheers. This was really unpredictable. Humans are indeed strange creatures. Darkrai in the shadow expressed his thoughts. We are obviously playing at the Boston Super Gym in North America. You local viewers in North America, don't worry if you don't cheer for the Super Gym, but you actually support Yang Yu. But, I like it. Although Darkrai cannot directly enjoy the cheers given to him by humans, he can also feel it indirectly. Now Darkrai is also on the field, but in the shadow. As long as Yang Yu, the human trainer, pretends not to be seen, the whole audience is cheering for Darkrai, the nightmare god. This is the capital elf world, it's very real. Yang Yu looked weird, but he was still very happy inside. After all, these are Yang Yu's fans. It's a pity that there is no microphone here. Yang Yu can thank these fans. Yes, the best thing is to sing a song or something. Bola. Jigglypuff is in Yang Yu's skull bag, replacing the previous location of the mini dragon. At this moment, it felt the lively atmosphere, and its two big, smart eyes were as bright as stars. This is the stage for the battle between elves. In the arena of elf battle, you can also get the experience of being like a star, with all the attention being paid to you, and the stars shining over the moon. Jigglypuff's big eyes were also fixed on Hakran in this field. Clench your little fist. Jigglypuff wants to be the best elves who can sing and fight, and at the same time, he also wants to be the best singer and elves among the elves who can fight. No matter where you go, there is a stage. Yang Yu sensed Jigglypuff's thoughts, turned around and glanced at Jigglypuff in the bag, and said with a smile, "You will also have a stage of your own like this in the future." Bola. Jigglypuff nodded. The little dream demon now poked Yang Yu's face with his hand, and then pointed in the direction of Hakran. Not Kaizen. They also need to put on electric elves? Hakran has already put so many ice sculptures on the field that little dream demon can't count them with both hands. Yang Yu can't be so partial. Moreover, the little dream demon also learned a very beautiful move called Magic Shine. Ha 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 ha, okay. Yang Yu stretched out his hand and patted the little dream demon's hair, and then said loudly to Hakron in the field, "Hakron, take a rest, come back and have some snacks, now let the little dream demon come on stage." Omega. Mif. What did Hakron hear? And. Eat some snacks, Mif. Freezing light? Biubia biu. The brilliant ice crystal light shone quietly in the elegant figure of Hakron. The Hakron in the ice and snow, among the scattered snowflakes, is like a beautiful elf in the fairy tale among the ice and snow. Especially from the perspective of the audience, is this an elf battle? It's like a glamour contest. This is a show of love. In the blink of an eye, the battle between elves is over easily. Next. As more and more spectators entered the venue, they quickly sat down one by one looking at the beautiful pictures in the venue. At the same time, it was the little dream demon's turn to appear. Take over. The ice and snow weather will still last for a long time. Have you heard of the legend of the ghost in the ice and snow? Snow demon girl, Lily Ying couldn't help being shocked. This is a little dream monster, but in this ice and snow environment, it appears mysteriously like a snow witch. Sizzle. White light filled the air and golden light shone. The vast white snow scene is the best environmental cover. Shock your ass. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 868. What's going on with these people? Is the super gymnasium occupied by trainers from China? Mkinson, the president of the Boston Elf Alliance, who hurriedly rushed to the super type gym. Before he even entered the gym gate, he could hear waves of cheers and cheers in the gym. Voice. But the cheering sound here is wrong. Why are they all saying "come on, Yang Yu," and there's a lot of English mixed in? Boss, that's not right. This poor Chinese seems to be spoken by our own trainers in North America. George, who was following closely behind, couldn't help but say. Do you think I can't hear it? Mackensen raised his eyebrows, but he didn't argue with George, because Mackensen felt in his heart, something was very wrong. How could these ordinary people in North America support a Chinese trainer in their own Boston Super Gym? Even the shouting was so loud that it was heard directly outside the gym. How long has it been? Have so many people come here? This is impossible. Mackensen and George quickened their pace and headed directly to the VIP area of the Super Type Gym. The staff at the Super Type Gym naturally knew Mackensen and let him go directly. When Mackensen and George saw the battlefield of the Super Gymnasium with their own eyes, they were truly shocked by this moment. Oh my God! In this ice and snow venue, where is the snowfall? Is this still a super gym? Why do I feel like I'm in an ice gym? George felt a cold air rising in his face, and he poured it out. Take a breath. So cool. Eisen. What happened here? What's going on? Mackensen finally found the super type gym leader Eisen, and at the same time couldn't help but question in a tone of voice. He came here to see Yang Yu's jokes, not to see Yang Yu pretending to be a slap in the face. Take a look, in this field, this super elf, the coconut egg tree doesn't want to go in. Although the snowfall in the field has stopped now, there is a vast expanse of white. How to spell? By the way, where are the opponent's elves? At this moment, in a silent field covered with white snow, the silence is louder than the sound. The little dream demon seems to have acquired the snow hidden characteristic. As a ghost elf, it is hidden in the ice and snow. Look for the best opportunities. For example, look for the coconut palm tree shivering in the cold weather, behind the big tree. Coconut egg tree, use the flying leaf blade. Trainer Cage's voice trembled, and a shining white light appeared in front of coconut egg tree. In this vast white field of vision, it is difficult to find the figure of the dream demon, let alone the blinding effect caused by the shining magic. The magic sparkle is just to attract attention, the real killing move. Watch your back, Yang Yu softly spat out a few words. Purple ghost light flashed, and it was not as effective as using ghost power to deal with the coconut egg tree with grass attributes. A sure hit. The eggs on the coconut palm tree all turned purple. In this cold place, the coconut egg tree is not suitable for fighting, and then being attacked by the ghost power under the cold breath. This is the double ice soul, directly hitting the coconut egg tree's soul. Coconut egg. The coconut egg tree fell instantly and completely lost its fighting ability. There was another burst of cheers in the venue. The cheers were extremely harsh to the ears of Super Gym leader Eisen and Boston Elf Alliance President Mackinson. Eisen, I feel like this is giving Yang Yu a reputation. Mackinson said solemnly. You know, I can't let go of this opportunity. Eisen gritted his teeth, and now he was filled with resentment as he looked at the trainer Yang Yu in the venue, who was fighting an elf battle like a gorgeous contest. Mackinson was silent. This is the operation of elf gyms in North America. Every interesting elf battle must be promoted to attract people to watch and earn a lot of tickets. Even the Elf Alliance, that is, Mackinson himself, should also give strong support. After all, the Superpower Gym is located in Boston and is linked to Mackinson's interests. Therefore, there is no problem at all for Eisen to do this. If he does not publicize it, he may even face criticism from the Elf Alliance. But now it seems that it is difficult to get off the horse. We can't go on like this. Mackinson murmured, Eisen, you may have to take action directly, otherwise, some ordinary people in North America who don't know Yang Yu will have to fight for Yang in such an atmosphere. Come on you. This is a very scary thing. The people all have a mentality of blind obedience, and once Yang Yu builds momentum in the gym, it will be very detrimental to Eisen. This is a super-type gym. Eisen's home court. However, in this atmosphere, little by little, the home field advantage gradually began to decline, and even gradually evolved into Yang Yu's home court. Why is this? How so? Mackinson couldn't figure it out, and neither could Eisen. It seems that only George has figured it out, but does he dare to say it now? Even so, it has no effect. Meat eaters are despicable. Who wanted to delay time in the first place? Eisen even gave instructions to the resident trainers to work hard to delay the event so as to attract more viewers. But these audiences. It seems that everyone has rebelled. He is obviously a trainer from North America, why should he cheer for Yang Yu, a trainer from China? This unscientific. Now, Eisen had to personally bring the resident trainers' elf battle to an early end. This is as uncomfortable as eating siang. What you say is like bullshit. But that doesn't matter anymore. Eisen is the gym leader here, no matter what the rules are, he has the final say. If you don't have a thick skin, who will be the gym leader? When a clear ringing bell sounded in the elf battle arena, all the resident trainers in the venue were shocked. Their panicked expressions immediately calmed down, and they stood aside respectfully and began to wait for the gym leader. The arrival of Eisen. What is this sound? This is the third bag of potato chips that Cai Swanyi opened. Although he ate it quickly with the elves, he was watching Professor Yang Yu leisurely control the situation in the elf battle arena of the Super Gym. Very refreshing and very appetizing. Students like them, just eat well and that's it? Haha, I guess gym leader Eisen couldn't help it. Professor Yang Yu is too popular here. You see, there weren't so many people cheering for Professor Yang Yu at the beginning, but as time goes by, there were amazing elf battles, and many passers-by also joined in supporting Professor Yang Yu. Lily Ying saw it very clearly, I've seen this face a lot. Wow, does this mean that Professor Yang Yu will directly confront the gym leader next? Hu Jing was stunned and asked quickly. I guess it should be. Otherwise, this place will really become Professor Yang Yu's home venue. What is a home court? These audiences cheer for Professor Yang Yu, so that Professor Yang Yu's momentum will be even stronger, Lily Ying pointed out. The resident trainer in the field sneered and continued. The previous resident trainers still played well, but as more and more spectators came in, more and more people joined in to cheer for Professor Yang Yu, these resident trainers, in my heart it's chaos. The eyes of these 5 students from the Yanjing Music Elf Academy were full of excitement. This time, they really learned a lot. I'll have a lot of awesome stuff to brag about when I get back. In the venue, Yang Yu looked at the gym leader Eisen, who appeared again in the road where the resident trainer had given way. He directly guessed what Eisen was thinking. However, how could Yang Yu make Eisen get his wish? Disgusting, disgusting. The owner of this restaurant, Eisen, is also great. What's wrong? It's over. Is there no one left in the super-type gym? Yang Yu's eyes were just right confused, and he even muttered to himself, as if there was really no one in the super-type gym. No, I remember there are still many people who haven't been beaten. Yang Yu's voice fell in Eisen's ears, making him furious. As the gym leader, how could he not understand the meaning of Yang Yu's words? Trainer Yang Yu, your winning streak is about to end here. Eisen's eyes were cold, staring at Yang Yu's figure in the gradually melting ice and snow field. No, 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 gym leader Eisen, I am a trainer from China. If I want to challenge the gym leader, I must strictly follow your challenge rules. Starting with the weakest resident trainer, the resident trainer challenge is over, so I can fight you. Yang Yu's speaking voice was extremely loud. Throughout the venue, the audience could hear Yang Yu's righteous words. The local trainers in Boston even cheered after hearing this. That's right. That's right. He's right. The resident trainer hasn't finished fighting yet, how can he directly challenge the gym leader? Yeah, why can he fight with the gym leader even if the resident trainer hasn't finished the fight? This is so unfair to us North American trainers. Cai Swanyi, who understood the sentence in the audience, very cleverly matched it in English. Yes, it's so unfair to North American trainers. So unfair. Hearing the direction from which the sound came, Yang Yu gave these students a thumbs up. Witty. When Eisen saw that the group of people making noises were all students brought by Yang Yu, he almost fainted and fainted. This is simply intolerable. I'm going to vomit blood. Yang Yu is so upright and follows the rules of the gym battle step by step. Don't want to waste time now? Sorry, it's late. Yang Yu sneered in his heart. Wow, good game. But, sorry. Your venue is my venue. Now, this super-type gym is my home field, Yang Yu. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 869. Cool, so cool, Professor Yang Yu is so handsome, Chen Bingkai was shocked. He never thought he could see the scene with his own eyes. He saw Professor Yang Yu, using the universal basic principles of challenging elf gyms to sharply counter-attack the North American super gym leader Eisen. This is the right of the challenger. Oh my god. At this moment, whether it was assistant Lily Ying or Hu Jing, whether it was the female trainers from Yanjing Elf University or Music Elf University who came with them, they all felt the blood in their hearts, leading to an excitement. Tears covered their eyes. Handsome, so handsome. Hu Jing muttered absently. This is Professor Yang Yu, the supreme momentum brought by the trainer's strength, but at ordinary times, it is hidden, but it bursts out at this crucial moment, just like. Lily Ying's voice all trembled with excitement. Elf world. Who else can be as outstanding as Professor Yang Yu? Ha ha ha, Professor Yang Yu gave us a thumbs up on the field. Cai Swanyi's heart was filled with enthusiasm. The words that followed just now were spoken with passion, that is, they were shouted out as soon as they came up. As a result, everyone became excited and started to boo. but the subsequent effect. A really cool batch. Being able to meet such a good professor really makes me feel like I can stand up straight in front of other trainers. CAOU, CAOU, what's wrong with you? CAOU, why are you crying? I'm so excited. Woo, I want to study at Yanjing Elf University, but my points are not enough. Woo, why are all the good professors at Yanjing Elf University? The students of Yanjing Elf University present here smiled in their hearts and felt proud at the same time. That's right, just because they are students of Yanjing Elf University, they need to make this sign even brighter. Look, what a great trainer. Under the translation of some people who knew Chinese, these North American audiences applauded one after another, especially those young trainers who regarded Yang Yu as their idol. The heartbreaking shouts were just because Yang Yu looked back. On the battlefield where the elves were already boiling, it can be said without mercy that Yang Yu seemed to have the absolute initiative at this moment. Aizen felt so uncomfortable. He wanted to reach out and slap himself in the face. How could he end up like this after delaying time? Shouldn't he have the absolute initiative? This is Aizen's super type gym. Yang Yu is just a trainer from another country. For a moment, the museum owner Aizen was in a dilemma. As a high-ranking gym leader, how can he know the true thoughts of ordinary people? This is the most real scene in the world of Capital, because he simply does not understand the true thoughts of these relatively low-level trainers. In this world, most trainers start from a very average starting point. Not everyone can obtain excellent initial elves, and not everyone can cultivate their own elves to evolve. Even many ordinary people can really only choose a Magikarp as their only elf partner. The emergence of Yang Yu, this legendary trainer's path, is an absolutely inspirational path for any ordinary trainer. Because the beginning of Yang Yu's journey as a trainer was even lower than the starting point of most of them. This is a sense of identity, an inexplicable sense of substitution. As for the gym leader, they are just evil capitalists. Master, let me do it, Iweedle had to stand up at this time. He is the strongest resident trainer in the super gym. Everything starts from the resident trainer and ends with the resident trainer, from the weakest to the strongest. During this process, Yang Yu had actually fought a lot of unnecessary elven battles, just to play with these resident trainers. In addition, the little dream demon said that Yang Yu was partial. That's why it's been postponed until now. Please, the museum owner Aizen sighed and glanced at Iweedle with a little gratitude, but his mood still did not relax. Because until now, he has not seen Yang Yu's main elf take action. Dream Monster, Hakron. Is this the main elf of trainer Yang Yu? Yang Yu was not surprised to see the chief resident trainer here asking Yang to prepare for a battle. At the same time, he was fully prepared. Although this trainer Iweedle's initiative to ask for help can make Yang Yu look at him with admiration, it cannot make Yang Yu feel compassionate. Then use the simplest way to punish your opponent. In Yang Yu's hand, he has already grasped the elf ball belonging to King Xianyu. After all, the audience here is so enthusiastic, some even made a temporary Gyarados banner. Yang Yu was indeed very emotional. He didn't expect that in a foreign country, there would still be so many trainers he had never met coming here to support him. Based on this alone, Yang Yu really needs to give these audiences some big surprises. Yang Yu should naturally treat his friends well. Of course, Yang Yu showed no mercy to his enemies. Yang Yu officially took over this area. Come out, Salted Fish King. The elf ball in Yang Yu's right hand flashed forward. At this moment, the small elf ball seemed to contain an aura from the terrifying abyss. The elf ball shines. At this moment, the entire super energy gym was shocked. Roar. Every time when Yang Yu needed the Salted Fish King to come to town, the terrifying figure of the Salted Fish King would burst out from the elf ball in an irresistible manner. At this moment, like a demon, the dragon is coming. Gyarados, it's Gyarados, Gyarados. Ah! Chinese trainer Yang Yu's Gyarados. I bought it. It's worth it. The ticket price is worth it. The ticket price for the super type gym is finally worth it. In the auditorium, these North American spectators suddenly fell into a fit of excitement and madness the moment they watched Yang Yu's giant Gyarados take off. They saw it with their own eyes. That giant Gyarados that appeared in the news. They saw with their own eyes that this Gyarados was bigger and bigger than they imagined. Both adults and children seemed to be watching the birth of a miracle. When they heard the rumbling roar of the Gyarados in the field, the blood in their hearts was almost boiling and burning throughout their bodies. Outside the super-type gym, passers-by who happened to pass by heard the terrifying roar coming from the gym, and they all stopped in an instant. What happened at the super gym? What kind of terrifying elf is this? I want to see what happened inside, and who summoned the elf that can make such a terrifying roar. Passers-by who were attracted by the roar rushed towards the gym almost at the same time. I've made a lot of money. The owner of the museum is still wise. This time, I can make millions more from tickets. It's been given out again, it's been given out again, this time the owner must give us a big red envelope. The gym staff selling admission tickets at the door were all blushing and wished they had more hands now. How easy it is to sell these tickets. The owner is still wise. In just one day, an impromptu elf duel can create such a big stir and attract so many passers-by to watch. Strong, too strong. As everyone knows. At this moment, the hall owner Eisen, who was next to the elf battle site, looked at the giant azure blue Gyarados suddenly appearing in front of him, and the corners of his mouth couldn't help but twitch. The steady stream of new visitors who rushed in at the entrance could no longer bring a smile to his face, and even, his face had begun to look a little pale. Resident trainer, let's get started. Yang Yu gently patted the body of the salted fish king next to him, and looked at a Weedle in front of him with a smile. In Iweedle's eyes, Yang Yu's smile was the smile of a devil. He is the devil. Darkrai in the shadow now wishes he could come out and teach these ignorant humans a lesson. Do you know who this is? This is trainer Yang Yu. The human trainer who is temporarily staying here is the nightmare god Darkrai. Is this what you scumbags can mess with? You know what you can't afford to offend? On the contrary, at this moment, in the eyes of these viewers, Yang Yu is an angel. Including those ordinary North American passers-by who didn't have a good impression of Yang Yu at first, because of the appearance of Yang Yu, a giant Gyaradosaurus, their favorability instantly soared. Some viewers even had an uncontrollable thought in their hearts. Quickly, blow up the super gym. Give you some color CC.